Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. And I want to say Shalom to Akim and Akwat out there, pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This one's titled, Money Isn't As Important as People Make It Out to Be. All right? Again, money isn't as important as people make it out to be. Okay? And, this is just a topic that, came to me through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Shai this morning. And I wanted to go ahead and get into it. So right off the bat, we're going to go ahead and get 1 Timothy 6 and 7. We're going to just go through 10. Now, in America, all right, primarily in America, it's everywhere with this whole, this covetous, greedy, want of money spirit. But America's primarily where that's coming out of, man. You got the rap culture, the athlete culture, where they just want to make it big and make all this money. All right, everybody wants to be, something. Okay, and that's why all these other nations come here. All right, is to try to make it big. All right, and if they can't come here, they try to emulate America in their country. That's why you have things like Bollywood. All right, over in India. All right, they want to be just like Hollywood, Bollywood. Right. They want to do the same type of cinema and act the same, and they want to be able to get rich and famous and have those, those crazy lifestyles of drug use and lasciviousness and just wickedness ultimately, right? And so America's the biggest perpetrator of that, and that's where these nations come. All merchants have waxed rich through the abundance of her goods, roughly paraphrasing. It's in Revelation, all right, and that's why they come here, man, is because they know that the wealth, all right, can be had here by doing those things. And that's what the people of the world, all right, want is wealth. And especially these Americans, man, especially these Americans. Okay, everything is ruled by money. Okay, they want money, 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 and they don't think about anything else but money. Okay, money's nice and all right, but there's more important things. Okay, this is 1 Timothy 6 and 7 through 10. It says, for we brought nothing into this world. And as a matter of fact, I want to see if I want to read up. We're good. We can start from here. First Timothy 6 and 7. It says, verse 7, for we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. And having food and raiment, let us be therewith content. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. For the love of money is the root of all evil, while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. So we got a couple things to digest here. All right, first up, in verse 7, we brought nothing into this world, for we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. Did you come out of your mama's box holding a wad of money? No. How about a brand new Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis? No. How about a brick of gold? Nope. All right, none of those things. All right, so if we didn't bring anything in, how are we going to carry anything out? All right? And these people are so caught up on material possessions. And yeah, material possessions are nice. Or else, why would we have some of them too? Nobody would buy them if they weren't nice. But they don't mean anything at the end of the day. And we like them. And yeah, if they break, it can piss us off. But at the end of the day, it has no governance. Oh, I say governance. Is this a word? Yeah, governance. So at the end of the day, it has no governance over our salvation. Governance is what? Sway or control. All right, governance. All right, governing or overseeing control and direction of something. It can't. These goods are nice. All right, I have a nice computer monitor in front of my screen. I have two of them actually. One's got to be adjusted. But while I'm doing that, but yeah. So got the mic, right? The nice keyboard. you know, and hey, plenty of other nice things, you know, Xboxes. Some of us have cars that are nice. All right, some of us have nicer houses than others, right? But at the end of the day, those things have no governance over our salvation. And you know, the Lord's not going to say, "Oh, I wasn't going to save you, but I saw you had that brand new, you know, BMW, so I said, hey, oh, you must be a pretty good person." No, the Lord doesn't see like that. That's how men see. Okay, that's how men see. The Lord looketh on the heart. All right, as the scriptures say. We can go and get that. And we use this from time to time, you know, dealing with, you know, looking at someone. Oh, yeah, look at how he looks. The Lord doesn't deal with appearance. Okay? But this is 1 Samuel 16:7. But the Lord said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth, for man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. And you can use this for so many things. All right, a lot of the time we use it for talking about speckled birds. All right, because some people that look like so-called white people are actually Israelites, and some people that look like so-called black people are actually Edomites or other nations and tares. Okay, and other thing is, you know, people, you know, will be like, oh, look at him, he's so rich, look at him, he's so rich. The Lord doesn't care about that. He doesn't care that you're wearing a gold chain. He doesn't care that fabric you got on is Versace. Okay, it doesn't mean a damn bit of difference to him. Okay, men say, oh, Versace, that's just a fucking name. All that is a name. All right, and from what I've heard, you know, from online, who knows if it's true because it's online, it's Versace isn't even built that well. You know, it's talking about all these thread counts and stuff, but I've heard for what it is, it's pretty cheap, and that goes the same for many luxury designer brands, right? So let's go on with the second one now, verse 8. And having food and raiment, let us be there with content. Okay, food. You know what food is? I don't have to break that down to you. Raiment is garments. All right, clothing. Okay, what is raiment? Oh, I thought that was going to do the thing. Oh, well, it's not here, but it says raiment is an old-fashioned word for clothing, particularly fancy clothing. Now, it's not always talking about fancy clothing. It's just dealing with clothing. But yes, it does. It's just a garment. Like it says, the meaning of raiment is clothing, garments. It doesn't necessarily mean fancy. All right, it can mean fancy. All right. Oh, look at the raiment. All right. But no, it's just dealing with clothing, garments, all right, things that you wear. All right, so verse 8, and having food and garment, basically the same thing. And having food and raiment, let us be there with content. Okay, so there you go. So you got to be content, all right, do you have food? Yes. Do you have raiment? Are you clothed and are you fed? Yes. Hey, you're doing pretty good, man. All right, you should be content with that. Okay, what is content? Okay. The word content's gonna come up first, or no, it's content. How do you spell content? Content. It's spelled the same way, isn't it? Huh? Interesting. Content.
Content.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say it's spelled the same way, isn't it? Or am I tripping out? English, man, what a crazy language.
Content.
All right, that's not content. That one's content. This one's content. This one's content. All right, this one's content. All right, being content with the situation. Okay, so right here it says a state of peaceful happiness, pleased, happy, fulfilled, gratified, cheerful, unworried. Okay, unworried. So having you know. You have food, you have food, you have clothes. You're doing pretty good. The only other thing that you really need is shelter, man. And that's it. And that's it. So those are the only things that you really need, quote unquote. Okay? The Lord will allow you to have things that you need. All right? He won't always give you the things that you want, but he'll give you the things that you need. And there is a difference between need and want. Okay? Need. Let's go and get that word.
Need.
Require something because it is essential or very important. Okay? Circumstances where something is necessary or that require some course of action. Necessity. All right, now let's look up want.
Want.
Have a desire to possess. To have a fancy for. All right? Not need. All right? It says need. All right? But want. Okay? Want as in, for example, what's something I need? I need, right, to pray every day, right? I want to not go to work today, but I have to, right? Because I need the money, right? Unfortunately, with bills and all that stuff, right? So that's verse 8. So verse 9, it says, but they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare and many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. So let's get this word perdition, okay? Let's get it. Perdition.
Perdition.
All right. State of eternal punishment and damnation. All right. Perdition. Matter of fact, what you can do to get that is you can just go, whoop, pop right over here, pop that open, slide that over there. And it says, but they that will be rich, this is 1 Timothy 6:9, same scripture we were reading. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. Let's get a couple of these words. So we got temptation, which means what? What does temptation mean? All right, a trial. All right, attempt, experiments, proving. All right, a trial of a man's fidelity, integrity, virtue, and constancy. Let's see. Enticement right here. An enticement to sin. Okay. Eternal temptation to sin. All right. Being tempted to sin. Right. What else do we have? And a snare. All right. That's a trap. All right. A snare, a trap, a noose. All right. A snare in which birds are entangled and caught. Right. And then we have finally foolish and hurtful lust, which drown men in destruction and perdition. Perdition is what? Destroying, destruction, a perishing ruin, destruction of money. Destruction this is going off. Destruction, which consists of eternal misery in hell. That goes back to that word Gehenna. We've proved that to not be the case time and time again. You will have a destruction in hell as in the Gehenna, meaning the place of future punishment, but not dealing with that cavernous hell with, a devil down there with a pitchfork. It's not under the ground, none of that. All right, the place of future punishment, aka hell, is really, Babylon the Great when Yahushua comes back to destroy this place. That's going to be the place of judgment. Judgment's going to be taking place, okay? And so they will have a perishing ruin, destruction, right? So there you go. And the rich men fall into that. Why? Because, really, it makes them proud, too, okay? It makes them very proud. They feel invincible, like they can do anything and that they don't need the Lord, all right? And, they fall in these snares to do evil to make that money, man. Like it says, but they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare. Hey, do this, we'll get you some more money. You bend over this table and we'll get you some. It's all that wicked shit, man. All right. And the fact that money is not the root of all evil. That's the problem that people that people say. All right. A lot of Christians say, oh, money's evil, man. The love of money, not love of money. Money is evil. Slakia, the love of money is evil. Money. All right, they get it backwards. They say, oh, money's evil. Money's evil. Money's evil. Did you know money is evil? Money is not evil, okay? The scripture reads, verse 10, 1 Timothy 6:10, for the love of money is the root of all evil. And love is different than just liking, all right? We all like money. Money's nice, okay? It's nice to be able to spend. You can go out and, pay your bills. You can go out and get some food, all right? It's nice. Like and love are a different story, okay? That's why I always say, there's that saying in the world, and the thing is, you got to understand what love is. Because in the world, you say, oh man, I love this song. I love that. I love this. I love that. You're throwing around the word, love very loosely, all right? People always say, oh, don't throw around the word hate so much, and don't use the term hate so loosely. But, people use the word love so loosely, all right? And a matter of fact, going back into the Blue Letter Bible, let's go and look at something here. Let's go and look up the difference between the word love, okay, and the word. No, I don't know why I did that, because I should have just done this here. Let's go and look up the difference between the word love. Let's see. Let's go and look up the word love first. There it is. No, that doesn't work. Let's go and look up the word love. Use Merriam-Webster for both of them. All right. Right here, 3 is perfect. 3A. The object of attachment, devotion, or admiration. Okay, there you go. Attachment. All right. Devotion. What is devotion? All right.
Devotion.
Okay. Love, loyalty, or enthusiasm for a person, activity, or cause. You are loyal to money. Look right here. Religious worship or observance. That's what that's really going to go back to. Really, worshiping money is really what you're doing at the end of the day. Like is what? To wish to have. You want. Just like money. You want money, right? There's a difference to feel an attraction towards or to take pleasure in, to enjoy money. Okay? Love is different. Love is, there's so, you know, it's object of attachment, devotion, admiration, right? A person's adoration for God. You know, it really starts getting to the point where it's to hold or cherish dear. It becomes what's important to you. All right? It becomes the point where that's what's important. All right? Something that you love is important, more important than anything in the world. All right? And we use it for our loved ones and too. But so, you know, but on a lesser level than Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because of course, you know, the Lord and his son is who we love. Okay? And we use it on a lesser level for, you know, our loved ones, right? But there no you shouldn't say, "Oh, I love, you know, money." All right? "Oh, I love this." But we use those terms, you know. You say, "Oh man, I love it when payday comes in," you know, but you don't really love it, you like it. There's a difference. There's love, there's like, there's hate, and then there's dislike. All right? Hate and dislike are different. You dislike something, it annoys you a bit. You hate, you want that thing out. You want that thing done. All right? You want that thing done. We don't dislike Esau. We hate Esau. Okay? We don't dislike Esau. We hate Esau. Because the Lord hated Esau. Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Okay? There you go. He didn't say Esau I disliked. No, he said hated. It hits harder. Bam! Hated. You know? It's not like, oh, just dislike. Dislike. Oh, I dislike you, man. Oh, I dislike that guy. I hate that motherfucker. You know, it has more weight. Same thing with like and love. You know, oh yeah, I like it. Oh, I love that. You know, they carry different weight. Okay, they carry different weight. All right, and money is not the root of all evil. Okay, verse 10, 1 Timothy 6 and 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, being covetous. What is covet? Covet means what?
Covet.
To yearn to possess or have something. To yearn, to crave, to have one's heart set on it. See, it's in your heart. So for which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. Because these people do anything, man. They'll do stuff with little babies, sacrifice, kill their own parents. I mean, look at Kanye, man. Look at Kanye. Look at the stuff he's done. They'll do anything. They'll go back on their principles. All right, for money. All right, they'll do anything. Anything. Ecclesiasticus 5:1-3. It says, "Set not thy heart upon thy goods, and say not, I have enough for my life. Follow not thine own mind and thy strength to walk in the ways of the heart, or of thy heart." Let me start over. Follow not thine own mind and thy strength to walk in the ways of thy heart. And say not, who shall control me for my works? For the Lord will surely revenge thy pride. And again, we mentioned that, you know, it's like these I was going to say Edomites, but that's really who the rich ones are right now in money. All right, we're rich in faith. They're rich in money. There's a difference. Okay. We're poor of this world, rich in faith. Did we get that one? If not, James 2:5. We didn't get it, but we'll get that. We'll close out with that, Lord willing. So Ecclesiasticus 5:3 again says, "And say not, who shall control me for my works? For the Lord will surely revenge thy pride." And these devils, man, these Edomites and these rich people, man, they say, oh, they feel invincible. They get to that point where they have, you know, so many cars, so many houses, they can buy anything, they can go in the store and buy anything they want, and they feel like they've become invincible. you know, that, oh, I can do whatever I want. And hey, like it says, and say now, who shall control me from my works? For the Lord will surely revenge thy pride. Just because you got money doesn't mean you're outside of the Lord's reach. All right. And you shouldn't even be proud about it. Like, oh, I made all this money. I made this money. This is me. I'm self-made. You're not self-made. All right. You're not self-made. What does self-made mean? There's no such thing as being self-made. All right. There's no such thing as being self-made. All right. It's made by one's own actions, raised from poverty by one's own effort, a self-made person. I was the one, right here by Cambridge, right? Self-made. It says rich and successful as the result of your own work and not because of family money. Well, it says not because of family money, but self-made. Oh, I'm self-made. I made me, right? No, you're Lord-made. Okay, you're Lord-made. All of us are Lord-made. All right, none of us are self-made. We didn't do shit on our own. We can't do shit on our own. We're not God. Okay, we can't just go and just start doing shit on our own. No, we have a predetermined course of actions that are going to happen for us. All right, then we have the illusion of free will. Okay, so no, we're not self-made. We're Lord-made. All right, that's why we say if anything's going to be done, Lord willing, right? Because the Lord wills it to be so. We can't will shit to be done. We can't just will things. I will that I'll reach in my wallet right now and pull out $100. Now you can't will things to be. All right. Lord is the one. The Lord is the one that wills things to be. That's why we say, hey, I'm gonna do this, tomorrow, Lord willing. If the Lord wills it to be so, okay? Because we can't say, we can't say, oh, that's not gonna happen. Lord will mess around. The Lord will mess around. You mess around. Lord will get you back on it. They say, oh, tomorrow I'm gonna make $1,000, from these orders that are coming in. You better say Lord willing. You better say, oh, tomorrow, Lord willing, tomorrow, I got some orders coming in that should be worth about $1,000. Lord willing. All right, you shouldn't say, oh yeah, they're coming in. Yep, because of me, I made that money. No, because guess what? Then something will happen, and then you won't get that $1,000 because guess what? You didn't give a attribution to the Lord. Okay, so Ecclesiasticus 11:14 proving this: prosperity and adversity. So being in a good situation, being in a bad situation, life and death, poverty and riches come of the Lord. And usually we got to get definitions, but for Jake, you don't have to define poverty. You know what it is. All right. So, hey, man, poverty and riches come of the Lord. So guess what? If you're in terrible poverty, because the Lord did it to you. If you're in super rich levels, it's because the Lord did it to you. And you don't want to be in poverty or in riches. Okay, you want to be in the middle. All right. What is it? Lest I hate you. That's not it. Here it is, right here, Proverbs 30:9. It says, right here, because it's talking about poverty and riches come of the Lord. Well, you don't want poverty, or you don't want to be in the state of poverty or the state of being rich. Okay, you want to have, just enough to get by, right? As it says right here. Okay, because poverty, that's a terrible situation, and rich is a terrible situation. You don't want either of those. Everything comes to the Lord. Okay, but in that case, it's talking about less money and more money comes to the Lord. Okay, and if you're in a state of poverty or riches as well, it comes from the Lord. Proverbs 30:8, remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me, lest I be full and deny thee and say, who is the Lord? Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of my power in vain. Okay, you don't want to get to the point where you're so rich. You say, oh yeah, I've got everything. And you forget who put you in that place, the Lord, and you say, oh yeah, I did this all myself. You don't want to be it's so poor that you're breaking commandments because you got to sin, and you're over there, grumbling about the Lord's name. Well, man, why'd he do this to me? Why'd he do this? Here I is, I trusted him, and blah, 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 blah. You don't want to be in that situation either. Okay, you want to be in a situation where, like, I got food, all right, I can't just go and blow it all everywhere, all right? Well, you can do things nice from time to time, all right? And that's the state that Kal El Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and Barakati Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the Lord has given to most of us that are in this faith. All right, he's given us that state where we're just getting by. All right. Now, when you first come into this truth, you might lose everything that you had, but the Lord will eventually rebuild you back up, man. All right. He'll eventually rebuild you back up. You know, when you come in, when I came in this truth, man, ooh, I was in a shitty ass situation, man. I was in a shitty ass situation. All right. Also, I wasn't doing what I'm supposed to be doing, but I remember, you know, before I got in this truth, I was doing all right. I was working at a Subway. I was making damn good tips. All right. Then I came into this truth, started learning about this truth more and more. We ended up moving. I ended up getting the rent was too high. I had, you know, barely, I was, you know, living, I talked about this before. I was living with my so-called aunt. You know, the rent was so damn high. You know, I was only making like, you know, probably like 200 to 300, like maybe like 200-300 a check. All right. Sometimes. And then rent was 600. Okay. So, and I'd have to go and sell stuff, or I'd have to try to do extra stuff, or sometimes my money would come in, and the Lord had it to where somehow I was able to just barely cover my rent most of the time. And sometimes I'd make a little bit more money. I'd probably make around like maybe 700 a month. All right. If I had to guess, 700 a month. So the initial calculation was off, probably like 700 to 800 a month. But that left me with like not much, probably not even 700 to 800 a month. I was making bad, because it was $600 a month for my rent. Okay. And it was terrible. And you know, I was eating at McDonald's, call all you Halbash Meow Shy. I knew some of those dudes there because I was eating there all the time, and they'd hook me up with drinks. And they had the deal where you could fill out the receipt. I've talked about it before, man. I was broke, man. You know, pawn shop broke. I wasn't going to the pawn shop, but other stores where you could sell shit. All right, to get money. I was that broke. All right, hell, $20 in my pocket. I was feeling pretty good, you know. So. And at the time, you know, I was working at a GameStop, and call all you Halbash Meow Shy. They were, you know, they would give us a lot of stuff, and you weren't supposed to. All right, the company said you weren't necessarily supposed to, but everybody there did it. All right, hell, my boss did it, but you just sell things. All right, whether it's promotional items that you get, certain different things like that. Sometimes you can take things for free that are, you know, they've been pennied out. They're no longer selling them, and they're just gonna go in the garbage. Hey, I'd sell those things, and that's how I was able to, you know, fucking basically just be able to barely get by. And call all you Halbash Meow Shy for that, because if it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for him, all right, allowing that to happen, because it's all through the Lord, not any of that situation, but the Lord allowed that to happen. Hey, man, I wouldn't have been eating so good, man. And I was eating McDonald's, and hey, I mean, at the time, you know, my girl had to pay for some of the food that I was eating, which ain't a good situation when you're a man. You know, it doesn't make you feel masculine at all. But hey, call all you Halbash Meow Shy that she did that, you know. But so you don't want to be in that level of poverty. You don't want to be so rich either, because like how I felt during the pandemic, when I was still early in this truth and not even fully in this truth, because I wasn't even teaching yet. But I was barely watching lessons, like 10 minutes a day. All right. And I had so much money because of the stimulus checks, and then I was on you know, when I got let go from my job at GameStop, you know, that whole you get that pandemic unemployment was, you know, like $750 a week or something. It was a lot of money. That was a lot of money, and I was just blowing it because I knew it was gonna be there. You know, next week I'd have more money to blow. And hey, man, you don't want that level either, because I was doing my lesson. I would play video games all day and do all that stuff, and then like right before bed I'd watch 10 minutes of lessons. All right, and then I'd continue to do other stuffs, and then I wouldn't even, like, half the time I wouldn't even like pray before bed. All right, and you know, like I said, you know, it's the difference between, you know, falling asleep and, you know, having the intent to pray, all right, and then just not doing it at all, not wanting to do it. All right, and I wasn't even thinking about it back then. Now I do it, just sometimes I fall asleep, as some of us tend to do. So Matthew 6:19 through 21, it says, "Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through nor steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also." All right, there will your heart be also. So where your treasures are, man, that's where your heart's gonna be. All right, and again, you gotta. That's something that only you know. You know, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. And a lot of it's just because, you know, my stuff spirit, right? You want all your stuff. And again, we like stuff. We have stuff, or else we would just sit in a house with nothing in it. All right. But there's a difference between loving those things and loving the Lord. All right. There's a difference between loving those things and loving the Lord. Would you rather stay in Babylon with all those things, or would you rather go with the Lord? If the Lord came up to you right now, theoretically, and said, hey, come with me, would you leave all those things behind? Or would you say, my stuff, my stuff? All right. What would you do? And some of you would go with the Lord. And some of you would say, my stuff. But my stuff though. All right. Sell what you have. This is Matthew 19 and 21. Yeah, so it says, we'll start from here. Matthew 19, 21. Yahushua said unto him, if thou will be perfect, go and sell what thou hast and give to the poor. So this guy was a rich guy, wealthy guy. Matthew 19, 21. Yahushua said unto him, if thou will be perfect, go and sell that thou hast and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. So what would you do if Yahushua came up to you right now and gave you this predicament, right? Verse 22. But when same thing. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. He was wealthy. He had a lot of things. Okay. Verse 23. Then said Yahushua unto his disciples, verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of Yahweh. My stuff. That's a lot of people care about, is just their stuff. All right, and what's their stuff going to do for them in these end days? Proverbs 11 and 4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. This truth, man, through spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and being the like, that's what's going to get you out of here. Okay? Not, what are you going to do? Buy a plane and just go up so high, and because that's what the Edomites think they're going to do. They're going to get in a spacecraft and they're going to fly up and they're going to avoid all the destruction. Cool. They might be able to even pull that off through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, allowing them to do it. But guess what? He's also going to grab that spaceship and rip it open like a tuna can and get his freshly preserved Edomites out, and they're going straight into captivity. All right? You ain't getting out of this one, E. You ain't getting out of it. All right? So if the Lord allows you to do something like that by some means, because like I said, it would be through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua that you're even able to do that. Yes, you even everything that you're done is allowed through not necessarily through the spirit, but by Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay, because he's allowing those things to happen. Okay, not that you move by the spirit. It's like, I'll take that back, but that it's through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua that allows you, by Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right, that you're allowed to even do those things, because you're a puppet too, man. You're controlled. Okay, you're controlled. Okay, you don't have any free will either, E. We don't have free will. You don't have free will. We hate you. All right, that's cool. You're designed to hate us, but we understand. You're evil as hell, and you're also designed to go into captivity and ultimately to be destroyed. This is James 2 and 5, and this is where we're going to close out with a positive note. Okay. James 2 and 5, it says, hearken, my beloved brethren, hath not, actually, we'll go up from verse 2. Verse 1. James 2 and 1, my brethren, have not the faith of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, the Lord of glory, with respect of persons? For if there come unto your assembly a man with a gold ring and goodly apparel, and there come in also a man in vile raiment, and ye have respect to him that weareth the gay clothing, which means very nice clothing, and say unto him, sit thou here in a good place. Here, take the best seat in the house. And say to the poor, stand thou there, or sit here under my footstool. Here, sit under here. Or, stand in the corner over there. All right, give them the bad seats, right, because they're poor. Then what? Verse 4, are ye not then partial in yourselves, and are become judges of evil thoughts? And let's go get this real quick. This is Colossians 3 and 25, a quick precept. Colossians 3 and 25, but he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he hath done, and there is no respect of persons. That's not it. Right here, Romans 2 and 11. Romans 2 and 11, for there is no respect of persons with Yahweh. So we got two different ones, all right? No respect of persons. Going back to James 2 and 5, Hearken, my beloved brethren, hath not Yahweh chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith? Poor of this world, rich in faith. So they don't have a lot of great goods. We have some things, all right, but rich in faith. It says, and heirs of the kingdom which he hath promised to them that love him. But ye have despised the poor. Doth not rich men oppress you and draw you before the judgment seats? Do they not blaspheme that worthy name by the which ye are called? If ye fulfill the royal law according to the scripture, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself, ye do well. But if ye have respect to persons, ye commit sin, and are convinced of the law as transgressors. All right? For whosoever shall keep the whole law, and yet offend in one point, he is guilty of all. And that's why we're under grace too. So hey, man, that's the lesson. All right, money isn't as important as people make it out to be. You know, don't lose your life over a goddamn piece of change, you know, or a dollar bill. It's not worth it. Okay. With that, we're gonna go ahead and close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to say shalom to you brothers and sisters out there, Joachim and Akwath out there, and the elect. Lord willing, until the next one, shalom. Lord willing.